Hi guys. I'd like to write you a short story today, and I'm not going to say read you a short story because I haven't written this down in words yet. Everything that I share with you, this is my writing process. These things, as I think them, that come out my mouth, would normally come out my fingers into a document or whatever, a web page, just for you to read. But what I'm realizing is that many people don't know how to read. And I don't mean they can't read words, they see words, but they have and they can comprehend well enough what they're reading, but there's a tick, a drawback when it comes to compassionate reading. And so I'm going to call this compassionate reading, where it's a special skill that you can teach, and I can teach you to pick up the feeling that the author's putting down. And the reason that stand up comedy is so important is because instead of putting it down on paper where many people can't access it, these amazing people, I mean, incredible people, are putting it all down in your heart through their voices. And so, and I kept trying to find my voice, right? But I was only typing, and people can't hear your voice when you're typing. And what I've learned from this whole process is that I already had my voice, but I was using it wrong. So this video thing is my new writing journal. It's awesome. But so let me read you a story, and this is what I wrote. This is my whole thing right here. I don't know if you can see it. Okay, this is all of my notes for what I'm about to say. This is all coming straight off the cuff. But so, ladies and gentlemen, let me read you the story of what is it? Go looking for what it is. What is this that I'm doing? And when you look for answers, the world gives them to you. And so, um, my daughter said, Mom, the Church of Irma, it sounds culty and people aren't going to be interested in what you have to say and you're going to frighten them off. So we were tossing ideas back and forth of something that would get my message across without frightening people. Because if you scare them, they're not going to hear you. Well, I mean, Stephen King might have something to say about that. Sometimes when you scare people, they listen. But this is different. And so I took a snippet of a conversation that I had with her, and I'd like to read it to you because this is, it's literally become, I don't know, at the risk of sounding hokey, like my raison d'etre, right? And so this is the conversation I was just having. So, Church of Living Your Own Voice is the new title. Or maybe Take Me to Church, because that's what I'm doing. People ask me what the stand up style is, and this is the pulpit. This is Take Me to Church. This is me preaching at you in a way that's funny and enlightening. You know, you're learning about what it's like to be me. And that's what I always wanted the world to hear, what it's actually like to be me. So anyway, so I go, maybe take me to church. And she says, that's much better. Although church still gives me a kind of a weird vibe. And so I sat and I thought, and then probably half an hour went past. And I said, I don't know how else to put how important this is. And I thought on it. And I said, how about Living Your Own Voice, Inc.? So that's my new title, Living Your Own Voice, Inc. That's what this is. And it's powerful. But I'd like to tell you formally, all of you who listen, and not just those of you who are browsing, what the Inc. stands for. Because, I mean, incorporated, maybe, maybe because this has to be a corporation of souls. But no, Inc., INC. If any of you have ever played MMO video games, and I know many and probably most of you actually have, when you're in the middle of pulling a big boss monster, right? There's 40 live human beings all together in one place, cooperatively using their video game skills, their class abilities, to to kill one monster. And so it's this huge cooperative thing, and it's fun because there's so many other people. And when the tank, or basically the guy who's going to go forward and get bashed in the face, runs into danger, he types Inc. INC. And that's to warn us all that danger is incoming. It's incoming. And hi guys, my whole life I've played range DPS. I do not like melee DPS. I heal, I cast, I love casters. But for the first time in my life, I'm tanking for you. This is me tanking for you. This is me standing in front of the dragon and crying out and taking all of that punishment. This is me asking my healers and my DPS to step in and and heal me, keep me alive, and help me kill this monster. And the monster that I'm trying to kill is cruelty. It's fear. It's the demon fear. And people are so afraid to confront fear that they're letting it control the entire universe. And it's time for us to stand up against it. And when you look at someone you don't know, you're afraid of them. When you look at someone, you're a upper middle class family and you're shopping in Publix. And Publix is the rich people grocery store, which, I mean, I'm sure you know, it's the nicest store in town. I go there because it's the cleanest, because the cleanest people come there. And it's actually class division at its finest. Publix is, and places like it, are how you tell us you're not good enough to shop in this clean place. You go over here to that nasty Walmart on the corner and let me keep my clean place to myself. And that's divisive and it's horrible. And if you've never been judged for the way that you dress, let me tell you that you have never walked into Publix fresh out of the hospital in your holy pajamas that you were wearing when somebody called 911 because it's all you had to wear, clutching your chest because of the burns of the resuscitation paddles on your chest, trembling and barely able to stand because you would not let them hospitalize you after a heart attack because your son is in a hotel and about to be thrown out on the street and has nowhere to go. Because you're living in a hotel because he's been working 70 hours a week to provide that hotel. And now, you don't have the money to pay the next day and you are literally everything you own is about to be tossed into a parking lot and you have nowhere else to go and no way to get anywhere, no money. And so here you are, fragile, broken, can hardly walk, MS flare, pain in your chest, it's awful. And you shamble in anyway. You drudge in anyway. And you're wearing your holy pajamas and your hair's a mess and you obviously don't have makeup on and you're wearing your flip-flops with the broken thong because it's the only shoes you could find to put on. So you shuffle yourself up to the counter, put down your prescription and turn around and go to sit down. And the woman behind you is looking at you like, and you say, hi, how are you? I just got out of the hospital. And she goes, oh, I'm sorry. And in that minute, what she might be thinking is that, oh, she's one of us. This is just a bad moment for her. And okay, if that helps. But what I would hope she would be thinking is, oh, wow, I was just really hurtful to someone who's in a lot of pain, and I'm sorry for that. And that, that bringing that realization into the hearts of the bullies, that is living your own voice. Incoming. Love y'all. Ta ta.